Well, hey fans, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Spoilers, and today we're talking spoilers for Stranger Things 4, Volume 2. Ooh, guys, yes, I am fresh off those episodes, and it is time. It is time to talk about Stranger Things 4, Volume 2. Had to get my spoiler review out before I do my discussion with Lindsay Dunn and Daryl Manzel. Can't wait to do that. Hey guys, if you watch this. But yeah, so what did I think overall of Volume 2? It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. It was basically like watching two movies back to back. Overall, I think it gets a good 4.3 out of 5 in Volume 2. And when you add that to the superb 5 out of 5 I gave Volume 1, I believe you get a score of 4.65 out of 5. So that's my overall thoughts of the entire season. I guess, I think if it was all one, maybe it'd be superb, but I think that there were some things in there that, weren't like the best. But yeah, like I said, that Volume 1 was just perfect, and Volume 2 really did finish it off well for me. I do think there was a little bit of filler in there, especially in that last episode, that made it just a little too long. I found myself looking away from the screen sometimes, like, okay, I didn't really miss anything, nothing's necessary. I thought we were going to get this grand Avengers type moment in the final battle where everybody would be together. But everybody, like the three groups, you got the California group, the Hawkins group, and the Russia group, they are really separated for the entire season. They don't actually meet until like the aftermath. And boy, is that some aftermath. So basically, starts out, they want to kill Henry / Vecna / 1. So they're like, all right, if 11, when she goes to like into people's minds, she's in like some kind of trance state. Vecna's like that too, so we need to find out where he does this and kill him. And so Max is like, I'm still marked, he still wants to kill me, I'll let him in my mind, allow you guys some time to probably kill him. And boy, I'll get more to that later. And so 11's like, well, she can't get back to Hawkins to save her, so what if I can piggyback? So Vecna's going to try to kill Max. I am going to go into Max's mind from where I am, and then I can fight Vecna through a piggyback in her mind. So that was actually a pretty cool plan. And I totally skipped over where we left off last season, because we know Nancy got caught by Vecna. So the season also kind of starts with that. And Vecna doesn't kill Nancy. He just says, I want you to show 11 what I'm about to do. And he basically shows her him destroying Hawkins after he kills Max, which was just a dreading scene. You're like, no, they're not going to kill Nancy. And I heard a rumor before this season that 5 people were going to die. And so I'm like, okay, who are the 5 people that's going to die this season? So let's start with death number 1. Our boy Eddie Munson did not make it out alive. Oh, it was so sad to see. Like, you thought with him surviving Volume 1, I was like, okay, he's a shoo-in to survive Volume 2. He's going to join the crew, and that gives you more of the older kids. It'd be great. But no, he decides to be a hero by distracting the Demobats, and they eat his sides. Kind of like how they ate Steve Harrington's sides, but I guess they ate more of him because I guess he bleeds out and dies. It's a touching moment with Dustin. I was like, oh, not Eddie Munson. I really like this guy, and I was hoping he would survive. But yeah, Eddie Munson did not make it. And I was sitting there counting. I'm like, who's next? Number 2, Max. Oh, Max died. I was like, we're actually going here. We're doing it. Like, Vecna has her. Her bones start to snap. And you're like, oh no, they actually did it. They killed Max. But guess what? 11 saves her. She falls to the ground. And she defeats Vecna. And you're like, oh, thank the Lord, Max is still alive. And, she's sitting right there, laying in Lucas's arms and saying how, Lucas, I don't want to die. I can't feel anything. I can't see anything. And then she dies. And you're like, whoa. They actually did it. She dies. And, like, you're like Vecna 1, and then the ground cracks open, and like Hawkins just starts falling into the upside down. It was so sad. And that leads to death number 3. Jason Carver, the captain of the basketball team who was hunting the Hellfire Club, Chrissy's boyfriend, he had got knocked out by Lucas during their fight earlier, and as the upside down like starts to crack open, the portal like cuts right through him, splits him right in half, and you're like, ooh, that terrible death. And the thing about that is Jason, he was just sad about Chrissy, and he was kind of like misinformed, and he's like a villain of this. He's like an antagonist. He's not the villain. Vecna's the villain. I was kind of sad that he died. I was like, oh man, I don't think he deserved death. No more than I thought Eddie didn't deserve death. Like, he was a jerk. I thought he was going to see the light of his ways, but nope. Right in half, split. He is dead. And skipping over a death from earlier, so 4th person to die, Papa. Papa gets shot by the military like 3 times, and he finally lets Levin go and says that, I love you, I've only wanted what's best for you. And I think he's kind of serious about that. He's like a rough person, but I don't think he's like truly evil. He's kind of doing it for the sake of science type of guy. So that was the 4th death. And of course a lot of people in Hawkins died when the upside down burst through. We found out that Vecna is not dead. So those are the 4 major deaths of the season. None of our main characters, original main characters, died, so that was great. They all make it out. Unfortunately, Max is in a coma at the end of the season, and they don't think she's ever going to wake up. And I'm actually skipping over this. That's because she did die. 11 pulls a Neo and brings her back to life. But even though she brought her back to life, like, she's in this coma, and 11 can't find like her thoughts. Like, when she goes into her head, there's like nothing there. So it'll be very interesting to see how that comes back next season, because there's apparently going to be a time skip between this season and next season. And I hope it is more than like a couple months. I hope it's like a couple years. I hope it's like they had to evacuate this town and everybody comes back to finally take down Vecna /1 /Henry. Or is it Vecna /Henry /1 is what they kept calling throughout the series. That was pretty great. And I hope next season they do bring back 8, because I think 11 will need all the help she can. Like, if you can trick Vecna /Henry /1 with illusions, that would be great. It'd be so fun to see. But I'm super excited for that. But overall, like I said, it was like watching a movie. And they really, honestly, Netflix should have did volume 1 4 or 5 episodes. Should have did 4 episodes. Volume 2 is 4 episodes. And released the last episode theatrically and called it Stranger Things 4 Volume 3, the movie. Because it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. And they could have put it in theaters. They would have made like, I'm not going to say they would have made $1 billion. They would have easily cleared like $600-700 million on that alone. And then you could have funded not only season 5, the final season, and whatever the spinoff that the Duffer Brothers are working on. So that would have been great for them to do, and maybe they'll do it with season 5. I think like every episode this season was over an hour long. I really do feel like they're going with that in season 5, and I think they're going to do the same thing where it's going to split into 2 or more volumes, which is key. And this is shaping up to probably be one of the greatest shows in television history, up there. We know, like Breaking Bad and Watchmen, shows like that. We'll see how they finish this in season 5, because it was this is I normally am a person who, I'm not afraid of spoilers. I actively avoided spoilers for volume 2. I stayed off of Twitter for the first time in I don't know how long, to make sure that nobody ruined this final season for me. Like, I really wanted to know. I really want to know who, like, I wanted to find out on my own who died, and how they were going to win and all that jazz. So it'll be great to see how they move forward with this. I did do this funny tweet about, no context spoilers for Stranger Things season 4 using like scenes from Star Wars, and I'll put that here. It was pretty funny. I think I did a good job with that. If you've seen the series, if you're listening to the spoiler review, you had to have seen the series. You know what these moments are. And I did another one about like the writers not confirming that Will is gay. Like, we're still on the fence about that. We still don't know. Like, is Will gay? We don't know. He never says it. he gives this rousing speech to Mike about how Mike's the heart of their group and how Eleven loves him, how she's missed him so much. And we all know, or at least the context of that was he's talking about himself, about how much he loves Mike and he missed Mike and all that jazz. But he never comes out and says it. And he even has this nice talk with Jonathan about how things are changing and I'm still going to love you no matter what. Doesn't say, I love you, gay brother. He just says things are changing. I'm always going to be here for you, which is another, like, just either come out and say it or it's not what he is. And I think at this point, it's like a recurring joke. So what's going to happen either in season 5, 3 things are going to happen. 1, Will's going to die. Will is going to die. He's been on borrowed time since season 1, and they're finally going to kill him off. 2, Will comes out. Will is gay. Everybody finally gets, yay, Will's finally come out and he's gay. Yay, whatever. Or 3, Will's not gay at all. He's asexual, effeminate, any other thing. Just weird, maybe. And that might, at this point, be the better option since you've been toying with people's emotions over that matter for, like, the past 2 seasons? I mean, we'll see. And also, give Will a better haircut. You guys are doing him dirty as a character in terms of how he looks. Like, he can be weird, but come on. He can dress better than that. Jonathan, too. Like, overall, like I said, it was only 2 episodes, even though it was like a movie. It's not really much to talk about, but, they defeated Vecna. They burned him to a crisp. But since Max still died, he technically won. He broke the barrier between the real world and the Upside Down. And they actually explained, so he is the final boss. Vecna/Henry/1 is the final boss. He is the Mind Flayer, like that big spider creature. Like, he created that out of dust. They don't really explain like how he's in everything, like, because when he first got sent to, and then they don't explain what the Upside Down is, just some other dimension that 11 sent him to. They don't explain how it got there or how it has life, because when he's walking around, he sees the Demogorgons like walking around, and it's like a desolate wasteland. So I'm sitting here like, well, what do they eat then? And while it's there, there's also like not a Hawkins. It's just like I said, like a desert. So I still don't understand how Hawkins got there in the Upside Down, or like I said, or how he's connected to everything in that territory. They could have explained that more, and we will probably get more of that in season 5 about how he controls this other dimension now. And since time runs slower there has to be more explanation about that. Unless it turns out he's not the final boss and he just thought he was the final boss. We'll see. But they got to come back. They got to defeat him somehow. They got to close up the Upside Down. That's another thing they have to do. And then everybody has to get their happy endings. Not sure what they're going to do about Hopper, if he's going to stay dead or they're going to bring him back to life to the public, saying he was actually on a secret mission or something of that nature. I mean, we'll find out soon enough. Well, not soon enough. When does season 5 come out? I'm guessing 2 years. So season 5, what is it, 2022? I'm guessing season 5 in 2024, maybe 2025. They want to be, coy with the writing. And it's been like every season's been on a major holiday so far. So we had season 1 was Christmas, season 2 was Halloween, season 3 was summer break, and season 4 was spring break. So, and I mean, school might be canceled now. I don't know what holiday they could do at this point, unless it's like New Year's. Like New Year's would be good. They could do New Year's. That honestly, I think that should be it. New Year's should be the holiday theme of the final season, because it's a new year, new friends, new adventures, new everything. Overall, this is probably my favorite season. It thoroughly just enjoyable. I really would have to check my reviews for the other ones to actually figure that out, because I reviewed season 1 and season 2. I didn't review season 3 because I was going through a lot of that time, and now I reviewed this one. Will I go back and do season 3? Probably not. It's a lot to rewatch all those episodes and get some kind of review up. But yeah, so I actually couldn't wait. I just went and checked out my reviews. This is technically the lowest rated season, I guess, overall, with like a 4.65 out of 5. I gave season 1 and 2 both a superb 5 out of 5. I gave volume 1 of this a superb 5 out of 5. So, I mean, those are my thoughts at the time. I still think, as of right now, it's my favorite season. I like where they're going with the characters and with the story. I can't wait to see how it wraps up in season 5. But you know what? Everybody's surviving this season. There is a lot that they will have to explain in season 5. Like, 1, you got the Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy love triangle that's going on now. Like, who is she going to end up with at this point? I think we all want it to be Steve, unless they kill Steve in the final season. I think Jonathan should move on to somebody else. And like the Steve and Nancy, like they were together at first, and then she ends up getting with Jonathan, and now she's back with Steve. And I think that is like Steve has grown as a person, and so is Jonathan. But I think Nancy is just better with Steve, and we should get Jonathan with somebody else. They need to somehow bring Max out of her coma. Like, I really wanted to be like a 2-year time skip, and Max to finally wake up, or like Vecna to allow her to wake up after like 2 years of being in a coma, and she's a major part of the final season because she's connected to Vecna like Will is. Of course, Will's connection to Vecna, we still need to figure out that, more so than his sexuality. Who could really give a flying F about what his sexuality is? I want to know if this kid has powers or not. That would be great to find out, because he keeps like getting these feelings when these creatures are around. We need to know what the spinoff's going to be, and if any characters are going to appear in that spinoff. I want to find that out as well. And, is Hopper going to get fat again? Is he going to marry Joyce? These are all the questions. What hairstyle will 11 have? That's actually key. Millie Bobby Brown can pretty much rock anything. But yeah, if you notice this season, like all these kids are looking like freaking adults now. So there's going to have to be at least a 2-year time skip, in my opinion. But yeah, I just can't wait to see what they do. But that is it for me, guys. Remember, you can view this spoiler review on YouTube and the blog, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, everybody, hey, come here, listen. Make sure that you subscribe. Yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, everything. Make sure you like, comment, and share. We are currently running a competition through the end of July where if you do all that, you could win a 4K copy of Edge of Tomorrow. So make like a frog and jump on that. My next Let's Talk spoilers will be The Boys. I'm going to get The Boys done. I've been waiting to get that one out to you guys for a few weeks now. They have us on embargo about that, so I couldn't release certain spoilers about it ahead of time. But I'm going to get that out to you guys. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.